Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Talking Shit with your boy Sophisticated Jerk. I got the sucker free boss in here, famous, and I got my
What up?
homie Mustard, aka Stan, one night stand, the guru of fuckery.
Yeah,
But
especially with
not
that Back to the Future shit.
yeah, stay a wild boy. That's our local expert on degeneracy. So but nah, man, we got some good topics today, man. We gonna watch this one video because yeah, if you look at the title on this video, it's like, why is what do you bring to the table hard to answer? So there's this YouTuber, I forgot his name, Nothing But the Truth, and I think he goes by like Truth Hurts or something like that.
Yeah.
He was interviewing this one lady, Nikki B or something like that, and she was saying some wild shit, but she was pretty much like on that whole I am the table jargon, and she was like, I ain't going 50-50 with nobody. They got to pay 100%. But before we jump into this video, man, let me ask y'all,
It
man,
broke up a little bit, Jerk.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me, Stan?
I hear you. Yeah. Famous.
Yeah, Fame, you might have to come back in.
Yeah, because you just froze.
It just froze.
Yeah, you just froze up right now.
It's good now. I still gotta come back in?
Yeah, because you're frozen.
Hold on, let me see if I can pull you out or pull you in.
All right.
Oh, you good now?
Okay.
I'm frozen or no?
No,
you good. You good.
All right, good.
Yeah,
what did you say? I didn't hear what you said.
No, I was just gonna say because when women say they have a hard time answering the question, like, what do you bring to the table, man? Why do you think that is? Why do you think they struggle with answering that?
Because they don't bring nothing to the table. That's why they're struggling. They're struggling because they know they gotta struggle to find an answer. They're struggling for a story to tell. They really don't bring nothing but use vagina.
Damn. Okay. Shit. My man, famous. Hey, he blunt. He goes straight forward. So, Stan, why you think they struggle, man?
Well, for her, she said that she's celibate, so she thought she brought up characteristics as opposed to anything that the man needs or wants. So it's like, here's what I'm offering, and that's it. And she said celibacy, loyalty, and I'm like, but that didn't make sense. You're 40 something, so you already have a sexual past. And her idea of celibacy was like she's still dealing with the roles and fantasies. So I'm like,
yeah, that's not celibacy.
No.
And I doubt any woman is celibate past a week. Woman, they be lying, bro. Only time a woman is celibate is when she's on her period, and some of them not even that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's time for
my take on it, man. I think if somebody's struggling to answer that question, man, my thing is I think they're in that mindset that they're trying to use you, man. I think they're coming in to take advantage with you. Because think about it, man. If you truly have value and you're like a good person, man, you could literally describe what you just do in like your past like relationships. Like, oh man, I do this. I'm financially literate. I take care of people and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's like if you can't even describe that, yeah, you're coming in to use somebody. So that's why I think they struggle.
Yeah, they gotta figure out a story.
SJ and famous, but could it be that they just selfish? Like they don't want to give anything?
Yeah, I always say, Stan, I always say that women are not taught to provide for a man in any way. They're not taught to how to keep a man. They're not taught how to treat a man. That's men are. We all taught that, how to treat a woman when we growing up. Women are not taught that. That's why they don't know. They don't know what to bring to the table.
Oh wow. Okay.
But I do think it's self-centeredness because, like I said, I know females that because I did an experiment. I was like, ones that were relationships working with their husbands and stuff. Because like, at my job, man, I'll say like 60% where I work is like females, high earning females. And I was just like, hey, man, like, let me ask y'all this question and stuff. And I asked it to them, and they was running down lists of stuff that they did. I was like, all right, man, shut up, shit. I asked my wife, she did the same thing. My sister, but it was like, then the flip side, if you ask like the other females, I think the ones that have that self-centered mindset, yeah, they struggle with it because they're like, nigga, I ain't bringing shit. I'm here to take. Yeah. So I think that's how their mind really is wired.
They're taught to receive love, not give it.
Yeah. But now famous is right. I think it's just rooted in us to at least come in there like, hey man, you're there to like make life easier and give and stuff,
Oh,
and you
oh
really
yeah, we're
shouldn't be
taught how
taking.
to treat a woman. Yeah, we're taught how to be a gentleman. We're taught how to treat a woman. We taught we got to do everything for a woman. They're not taught that. They just taught to receive the love.
Okay. But let me go ahead, man. Let's jump into this because yeah, she shout out to Truth Hurts, man, because I need to go drop some cash on him for being able to sit through this and talk to a live hyena in person. So I'm definitely gonna drop
Yeah,
some brag on his channel, man.
yeah,
But all
she's
right.
masculine, bro.
Oh, by far, yeah. I thought between the interview she was gonna stand up, pull her dick out, and start peeing on the floor, marking her territory. Because I was like, God damn, like, is that a dude up there? Like, I had to
Yeah,
look at the
she.
screen a couple times. I was like, man, that's a whole dude up that motherfucker. She
Yeah,
gonna
I was
start
watching.
rolling
She's
dice and pull
masculine,
out a
bro.
40 ounce.
Yeah, I can't be with no chick like this. It's like
Yeah.
talking to a nigga.
But all right, let me go ahead and play this video.
I have a question for you, right? What do you bring to the table?
I am the table.
But once again, but what do you bring? Just the table.
I
It's
bring
not-
I bring value, I bring energy, I bring belief, my presence,
What is that?
my network.
What is you know, that's just so surface level. I want you
It's not
your
surface level.
Because so what I'm saying is I don't see it like to the naked eye. So I want you to tell me what do you bring to the table?
Wait, that's
besides
it. You
the
can pause it
table?
real quick.
Wait,
Oh yeah, just y'all let me know when to pause, man.
I'm sorry, but I didn't want to cut it off. But
No,
yeah,
no.
basically she's just saying show up. She just shows up. That's basically what she's saying.
Yeah,
I
she
just
said a
show
bunch
up.
of free shit.
Yeah, I just show up. Basically, I just show up. That's it. I just show up. Accept me as I am, and that's it. That's all I want to say.
Yeah, nah, because it'd be funny, man, because it's like, man, you should be a whole person when you come. Like what you saying, famous. It's like, man, they want credit for like being an adult. It's like, man, you supposed
Exactly.
to, and then, so they mention off like a bunch of free shit that you should be doing, exhibiting as an adult, like a healthy adult.
Yeah, they
But
just want to show up.
I like how he started kind of like checking her on it, like, nah, man, I need some substantial stuff. Like, we ain't gonna do the like basic
Yeah,
generic quotes and shit.
way too vague.
But all right, y'all let me know whenever y'all want me to stop. No issue.
I don't like
Oh,
when
okay.
men.
Price has tables. So what kind of table are you?
So
What kind of table do you
that's a trigger for me. I don't like when men. Yes.
doing my job?
You know what you're doing. I don't like when men ask, "What do you bring to the table?" Because
Oh, you're tall. I'm just because I see that. I mean,
come on now.
So you can help.
No, a lot of men can't. We ain't gonna get it to that.
Right.
A lot of men can't handle when you're taller than them. A lot of men have the Napoleon complex because they feel inferior because they ain't get the height. I'm sorry that my daddy was 6'6" and my son is 6'5". Listen, we have great genes around here, so I don't like that question. What do you bring to the table? I am the woman. I make the table. I create life. I am.
No, you don't. You carry life.
No, you don't.
You carry life.
It
You
can't-
not create life. You cannot.
God creates life.
You do
God
carry
creates life,
Listen,
but I birth
you
the life.
said- but hold on, because now you
You birth-
backslide. Now you're backslide. You just
backslide.
said that you create life, and I said you absolutely don't. That's
Listen,
Well, can you start
listen.
from
God
up-
creates life, but
Yeah, I'm about to say that too.
Because I noticed something here, right? When she backtracked, she's like, yes, I carry life, God create life. But then like the absence of a man, it's like, yo, like what credit does men have? Like men still got to put a seed in you.
Yeah, exactly. We're the holders of life. They're the carriers. They carry the life, but it starts with us. So she does not create life.
Yeah. But just also, yeah, it also just trying to eliminate men, like not giving
Yeah,
men the credit at all. I'm like, yo, you can't. I understand your son is 6'5", your father is 6'6". Those are different men. You come from that man and you produce that child, right? But like, who gave you the seed to make the child? You're ignoring that factor.
exactly. They come from my balls. Exactly.
You're right. You're right. Yes.
But the thing that irritates me about like conversations like that in general, it's just like, man, it take both of us. Like, man, what's so hard that like both of us
Exactly.
give each other credit? Like, man, look, we both like create life to a certain degree. I understand they carry it, and that's a hard part of the process. But it's just like, man, it take two people and shit. Like, good lord, like the fact that we have to like have those type of discussions about basic, how to create
Biology.
kids and shit is crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like basic biology. Like tab
exactly.
A into slot B. This is how the baby gonna get here.
Yeah, I should get credit for carrying it in my balls.
Yes.
I carry it
Yes.
too. Like, come on.
But let me ask y'all something, man. Based on like how she sounds, man. You know, when they start trying to eliminate dudes like that, do you think it come from like a place of bitterness?
It comes from a place of bitterness, and comes from a place of entitlement too, because they never taught. I told you, they only taught to receive love. They just have to show up. So that creates an entitlement within them.
Okay.
And also, what I've noticed too is the way she like. Well, I don't like when men ask that, and it's like, yo, this been going on for like 5 years. By now, you know men are going to ask it. You should have an answer by now, and just be ready. By now, it's
But
not a
Stan,
secret.
when they're that entitled, they don't care.
Mm, you're right,
They,
because there's
they
other
don't
men
care
who
to have an
won't
answer.
ask that.
Yeah, because they can still get attention from men. They can still get what they want from men without caring, without bringing anything. That's why I say men need to require more from them.
Mm.
No, I agree because it's almost like I think both people need to be asking like what characteristics and what
Yeah,
attributes that somebody bring to the table. I think that's why the divorce rate's high because this is like, man, we ain't having those like discussions. So it's like
yeah,
it's almost like that's why I was asking y'all earlier. I'm like, man, if somebody's like not willing to answer that question, I think dudes need to walk because I'm like I said, that's somebody that's trying to bring no value. And it's just like, man, if you were trying to build a household and build like generational wealth, it's like, man, that gonna require both of us. Like, if one person's overburdened, that's why this shit ain't working out.
Yeah.
So yeah, like since he's struggling to talk about like I don't like when guys ask that. It's like that to me, that's a red flag. Like that's when you walk. But yeah, that's crazy. Let me go ahead and start playing some more. What's good, Wally?
it
I
cut
am the
out on
carrier,
me.
What's good, fellas?
and it ain't gonna happen if I don't bring it to the forefront. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But you can't get pregnant. I mean, by yourself, correct?
I mean, artificial insemination.
Yeah, by yourself.
Not by yourself. No. No.
Right questions.
Yeah.
For sure, for sure.
You like, you
Pause
ain't
real
right.
quick.
Okay, we never got an answer.
Even if it's artificial simulation, you still need a man.
Exactly.
That's all I gotta say.
My balls come into play either way. Yeah, I had to tell my baby moms that. I told them, no girls came from my balls.
But yeah, that artificial insemination shit, like, man, if you can't, I understand if somebody has like health issues, that makes sense. But I forgot the one lady. Damn, what's the one she's getting the artificial insemination. The one that was like, I ain't about to mess with the bus driver because like she waited so late in life. I forgot it. Ebony K. Williams. Yeah. So it's just like, it's like since they're so self-centered, I think a lot of people are going down that path now, and it's just like, man, when you're missing out on a parent, I think that imbalance is going to end up fucking up some kids in the long run, man.
Some kids gonna fuck with all kids. You know the statistics already when a child's raised by a single parent.
Yeah, nah, facts. All right, let me.
I bring energy. I bring value. I bring optimism. I bring. No, I'm not stuttering. I'm just trying to get my words so I can make sure that you're clear. No, I'm not part.
Okay.
And I have my ginger ale right here.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So again, back to the question at hand.
And it triggers you.
No, because I don't like when men ask that question.
Okay.
Because we're not going to get into the money. That's why.
I'm gonna call the woman to ask you. Maybe it'll go.
Child, I don't care who you call.
Because I don't want you triggered from the. So if a woman asks you, would it be different if a woman says, "Hey, what do you bring to the table?"
I don't think we have these conversations.
Okay.
It's always men.
In every job that you go to, that's part of the interview. Like, what do you bring to the table?
Right.
So,
Well, I work for myself, so I haven't had like interview questions, and I can't even tell you. But in that setting, that would be different. So, I bring communication. I am a team player. I know how to get things done. I know how to plan, and I know how to execute. So, if you're asking me in that sense from a job,
Man, we can just pause all day on this chick. But look, you see how she can answer that quick when it's for a boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know how to treat their boss in the workplace, but they don't take that energy to their husbands or the man they're trying to pursue. It's
Yeah, I was
crazy.
thinking. Yeah, that's funny because I was thinking the same thing when she was able to communicate that. But that's why I
Real
said it's
quick.
like she don't understand. She revealing that mindset where she's looking at it like I ain't about to help him out. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
but when
Now
they
at
go to the
work, that's a
workplace,
different subject. She was like, "Yeah, I got communication. I'm a team player." But you would think you would do that for your household. That's
exactly.
the fucked
But
up part.
they put all that energy into the workplace, into the boss, and then they come home and treat their husband like shit.
Well, it's just like a lot of them, man. Like the sad part is they look at that guy like I say a ditch servant or like a workhorse. Like you on this alone. Like instead of us like trying to excel and learn how to invest and build excess. It's
Yeah.
like I'm gonna put all that on your back and shit.
Yeah, look, they should put that energy into their man, treat their man like they boss, and y'all work together. Your girl should be your employee.
But do y'all think like more men need to be asking these type of questions?
Yeah.
Like on them initial dates instead of like guys backing off like man they're not going to respond to this or they might like leave the date. Do you think men need to take a stand and be like nah you need to answer these questions or keep it pushing?
Yeah, I think don't go too crazy, but you need to see the initial date, the first date. You just got to see where her mind at. If you want to even take it that far with her, I think first you got to see where her mind's at. If you want to even make her, somebody you want to take serious, and then you can ask the real important questions.
Okay.
I think it's what you beyond asking. Are you going to be able to execute elimination? Because some people have a scarcity mindset. So you know how women always say they have icks, right? For us as men, it's kind of like, okay, I could deal with that part, or I could work on her on this, and we just internalize like a lot of forgiveness as opposed to like a boundary or see a red flag. So I don't think we as men, we're not there yet. We're just asking questions, but I don't think as a group or collective, men are going to actually implement actions.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, I agree. I think men are terrified of women.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. What's good, Travel One? Travel One killing us, boy. Quantum Love up in the building and M3. Shout out to all y'all, man. But yeah, we get back to the video.
Perspective, I can answer that, but in a relationship or just a man asking, I can't really answer that because women are everything. Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Good.
That's why y'all love us and y'all can't live without us. We are everything.
So this is the gag. Most men are living without y'all now. They're only using y'all for one thing.
Is that
Yeah,
it?
for some Gucci. That's like
Okay.
If we may be friends,
Is that what you're using your wife for?
especially the
No.
high value. I'm married. I'm different.
Exactly.
I'm different. But you also have to understand, and we talked about this, I'm a different breed. But today's society, and I'm married. I'm talking about the men that are not married, 40, 45, 50.
Oh, you speaking of them?
Y'all with some Gucci. For the most part.
They only using them
They're
for Gucci, not me. I ain't in this conversation.
They're using the black women for the Gucci and then going to marry the white girl.
Now you got a fact there.
So
You got a point there.
what is that? So now I'm a little confused because we'll get a Nikki be the brand, a woman that is, like you said, tall, you are the table, you bring the table, you're accomplished, you're traveled. But why are the men like, well, I gotta scoop you up? What's the issue? What's like stopping them from scooping you? And not you, because you might not be single. But like, what's stopping these men from dealing with these successful black women? What do you think the issue is?
Okay, well, that's more of a question for a guy. But if I had to give my opinion on why I think that they are not choosing us, are you speaking of women in general or black women?
Successful black women.
Successful black women, I would have to say a lot of us do lead with our accomplishments. And then a lot of us realize after being married or after being in a relationship for so long that we really just don't need y'all. And we only need y'all for sex or a few dollars every now and again. Like, sometimes
wild,
a man ain't
bro.
worth nothing but just what you got. Yeah.
Yo, pause it.
So, yeah.
So
For one thing, she probably, if anything, she probably bring a coffee table. But chicks like this, that question he asked, man, she ain't got nothing to bring. And why men are staying away from her front? One thing, that wig she got on, and another thing, just her talking. Her talking is she's like the human red flag, bro. She's masculine as hell. This is why men are staying away from these type of women. She's insufferable.
Yeah, I don't think it's a. I hate the race topics. Stan already know, man.
You
Yeah, me
But
can't
too.
ignore it.
I don't like the
You can't
colorism thing.
ignore it.
nah, but I'm telling you, man, because where I work, man, like it's a lot of. I say it's 60% women, and there's a lot of women in them high spot, and it's diverse. And one thing I kind of noticed, like all them women are married, and we'll talk because we got this like a investment club where we be talking about like investments and stuff. We be having like lunch specials, and then people will come in, and man, if you talk to all them women, they're like, yeah, me and my husband, man, we're investing and all this. So I think it's a financial literacy thing, more or less. And I think people with a broke mindset, those are the ones that's always trying to get over on people versus like I think people that have that financial literacy, they're cool with building because they know like the level it's gonna take them in the long run and stuff. So I think it's just
Yeah.
a more or less like a broke mindset. But what you you gonna get
Okay,
some pushback on that, Stan?
we'll go to the broke mindset. We'll go there, right? We have to be honest here. Okay. Black women, yes, beautiful, everything, just gorgeous looking. But for black men, and we're honest, when you are dating outside your race, she's already 5 steps or 10 steps ahead of you. In a sense of, and it's not about money. She's thinking about family, her family's thinking about getting you in there, and then you go on family vacations. There's a barbecue every freaking weekend. You guys are godparents to one of her nephews or nieces. You're already getting an introduction into a new life. You're going golfing and a whole bunch of stuff. It's just not the woman. And I just want black women to understand. It's almost like her whole family or friends are part of it. And you're just getting trapped. So, and then you're a family man. You got 3 kids. How many black men have we seen on TikTok, on Instagram, that was dating black men? No, not black men. Those dating black men were dating black women, and then 5 years later, you see him with every other type of woman, and they're married now. His posts have changed. He's at church. He's up here being a soccer dad, driving the kids back and forth. That is something you just cannot ignore. It's bigger than just money because the money, I'll be honest with you, is not that much because it's not that much in the sense of like, oh, it's like they're making 6 figures. The money is there because there's a budget, and that's something that we refuse to look at. So because there's a budget, you're able to go to Disney World and Disneyland and have a credit card. We don't do that. We have the money because we do have that spending power. It's just the fact that nobody wants to look at the responsibility of like, hey, when you date this person, instead of calling him a square and a whole bunch of stuff, did you really see yourself having a family with him, or was he just a lick? Because what you consider a lick, another one would see like, oh, I can go ahead and be supportive and let him lead and build a family with this man. So that's why I say like you do have to look at race. Race is important. You just can't ignore it because I think now from 18 to 30, 60% of black people are mixed, allegedly. So it's not, you just can't ignore it anymore right now.
I do think it's money is the biggest factor though, man.
No, I
I
agree
think
with you, but understand, right? Black women, when y'all get with these white men, you're not gonna spend his money on bundles. Let's just keep it real. I'm in California. They
Yeah,
they
and
their
hair
hair is
glue.
natural. Their hair is natural. They got them box braids that last up to 3 to 6 months. They going hiking, going swimming, and doing a whole bunch of stuff. That white man is gonna keep you on the budget. The Asian man gonna keep you on the budget. Jorge and them, you're not gonna spend his money on bundles and hairstyles like that. It ain't gonna happen, right? You are willing to go 50-50. You are. And that's the thing, like when you with different races of men, and it shows on TikTok and Instagram, and it's not personal feelings, lady. It's just evidence that's presented to us. you are going 50-50. You guys do talk about the budget. You do plan your life with this man that's not black. So the money part, yeah, but like the management of money is bigger. Because why are you with a black man and y'all just want to go balling out of control? But when you're somebody else of a different race, there's financial responsibility. We have to ask those questions because you could do the same thing with somebody who's black. If we're all financially responsible, we would not be going to brunch every freaking weekend. We
I
won't
think
be
those are
doing it.
I
Go
think
ahead,
those are
say.
different types. I think those are different type of black women, though, Stan.
But see,
I
I
think
just.
when a white
Oh, go
man
ahead,
gets a
famous.
black girl, he don't. When a white man gets a black girl, he doesn't get he don't get the Shaniqua. He gets the corporate type bad black woman. He don't get the ratchet one with the wig and the hair glue and all that.
But to be fair, famous, do you think black men go after those corporate types?
Black men go after. I think we got the worst standards in the world out of any race. We go after anything.
Okay,
Not
nah, that's
me,
fair because yeah, like
but
when I do see like I say the corporate type that will work with you, you know, they might not have the fattest ass, so I do think like men do sometimes skip over them. That's to keep it a buck.
I ain't gonna lie. Black men got the worst standards. SJ. Black men
Yeah, because we don't
standards are
have
terrible,
standards. Us,
huh?
us and Latinos, we ain't got no standards.
Yeah, they oh my God, black, we got the worst standards, bro. We don't we don't require much. Just have a fat ass.
But just going back to the video, like where she's just like, well, you know, they don't look at this. I mean, I think some women need to just pause, man. It's like, man, if you're coming up to somebody just and you're like, man, I'm potentially not gonna do nothing for you, and I'm just gonna add like a burden on you, man. That's literally like what she's saying. Like, man, I'm not gonna contribute much of anything because it's not like she's gonna be having kids and stuff. You know, like I'm around the same age as her. It's like I ain't having no more kids, so I know she ain't either. So it's like we're not going down that path. But to be like you got to take on all this stuff is like I said. Instead of us like working together and growing everything, like men ain't gonna fuck with that. So that's what I'm saying. It's not a racial thing. It's just like I think men are gonna holler at anybody they find attractive, and they're gonna be like, man, now it's like who's willing to work with me and not put all this extra burden on my back, and so we can actually grow. You know, I think that's what a lot of men are becoming like financially savvy now, where they're like,
But here's
I'm not doing that.
but SJ, but here's the race part, right? Because her son, she says 6'5" in his 20s. What kind of women is her son dating, right? Um, I understand like race is something that we don't want to acknowledge, but we can't at this point. Like again, when 60% of blacks are mixed race, we really gonna have to sit down and talk about that stuff and be honest with ourselves because you can't ignore this type of stuff. Money is one thing. Money is always gonna be money. Like, but if you're not being picked because you're darker or you're not mixed or whatever, we have to look at that stuff because you just can't brush it off no matter what we want. It's just an honest talk and discussion about that. Because when she says like a lot of those men want to date white, we've seen it all the time. We just see it so many times. It's not something that we can just brush off. And I understand like some women don't want to talk about it, but if you're single and know, because I also sent in the group chat recently the white man that got on TikTok and Instagram who told black women that white men is not going to be their saviors. They just like black men. They're going to cheat. They're going to have a second family on you. They're not going to make money just so you could spend. And he was just being honest, like, don't try to pick me because you think I'm going to bring you this life. Race is so much of a factor. Two things is going to happen. We're going to end up having this conversation again and again and again until we finally admit it, and it's going to be 100 years from now. Or two, people going to keep on living in fantasy world and never grow. And that's the only reason I mention it, because like I don't want people to like, well, black men are bad, like a Tyler Perry movie allegedly. Who's gonna save them is like a mixed dude or a white man. So I just, because people don't look at characteristics. We quick to call people corny and not look at the long haul. Like, yo, long run, this is going to be good for me. Long run, if I have 2.5 kids, I might have a family, grandkids. We're not thinking about that. All we all as a society is like, what can I get at this moment? What can I get at the next moment, and the moment after that, and the moment after that? So while we're being mindful, mind you, these are phrases that we all use in finding happiness. Long run, we're also killing ourselves off.
I think men are starting to go where they appreciate it. So this babble that she's talking about is not gonna work too much longer.
Yeah, I think everybody's doing a new evaluation on shit, and I think it's actually a good thing. People are starting to ask questions. I think, look at the economy, man. Look at all them like job losses and shit. Shit getting real. So it's just like, man, if you still like are trying to do an old school dynamic, and y'all ain't looking at trying to build that excess together, you dumb. That's what I'm saying. The numbers just don't add up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like bad mathematics and shit. And I think a lot of men are, like I said, just looking at it differently now. Like, nah, you know what? I'll just be by myself, man. Like, so I think that's what Truth is trying to get her to realize. Like, you're not really, you're kind of a detriment, to somebody and stuff.
Also, you know
Yeah,
what? Also for her, right? She doesn't know that she's one in a million. Like, it's not just her. Like, it's a lot of women like her. So for men, yeah, I can date you twice a year. I'll see you next year and we're starting all over again. Then I'm gone.
Yeah.
And she'll just be in the rotation.
But all right, let me get back to the video, man. Y'all let me know when to stop.
Is that the man that you're attracted, or
No?
Because you said that some men just ain't really worth nothing more than what you got. So
Yeah, what you can give them.
right, but is that
What you can give that
there's
woman.
some spectacular men out there? Is that a safe assumption?
Spectacular
Oh, is that
men.
not a word?
I ain't met no spectacular men. I've met some good men. I've met a few good men. I've met some men that's well-to-do, that respects women, that honors women. But I don't know about spectacular.
Do you like men?
Yeah, I'm not gay.
Okay, no, not in that sense, but maybe like a small dislike.
No, I love men. I'm a boy
You
mom.
say?
I am very single and very happily single. There's a difference between being happily single and being single.
Really?
It is.
Have something?
Absolutely. So happily single means that you are happy and whole without having a man, right? And I think that I've come to that realization and where I'm.
What's good, Wally?
Can we just please just say that you single, you single. If you're happy, then be happy. Who needs to know that you're happy? Like honestly, like who needs to know that? If you're happy, you're happy.
So Wally, you think when people's you think when people say that like slogan and stuff, you think it's almost like a coping mechanism?
To be honest, yes. Imagine if you ever heard a man said, "Oh, I'm happily being single." Like, you single, live, just live. The freak. When people say that, it just sounds like you just trying to throw shade and digs like left and right. Like, bro, just live. Okay, you single, great. You single, you're a mother, that's fine. Just say it like that. You don't have to add an extra component to it. Just tell the world that you're happy. Like, the world can see it if you're living it, right? If you truly are happy, you live it, right? You don't gotta motherfucker explain to nobody. I don't know why we got to put these extra titles on things and everything else. Is like, yo, you are what you are. If you good, you live. You ain't stressing on nobody.
Somebody that's happily single don't have to say it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like it doesn't need to be said. It's shown. Like, Doc, if I look at you and you speaking what you speaking, you're in your mode, you had a good day and everything else, regardless on the next person that says something, everything else like that, you already living in peace. What more can people do? I don't need to say that I'm happily single person. I neither am or I'm not. I'm gonna live that. I'm gonna show that.
Yeah, no, facts.
I think she
So when I
says
hear
that.
that, it's just so stupid.
I think she says that as a challenge for men to come in and to date her and to show her how much she missed a relationship. That's how I see it.
That's bullshit.
It's
You
just
said as a
cold. That's all
challenge.
it is.
Yeah,
It's just
because
cold.
she just saying it like I'm happily single. So it's like now my goal is to show you that you really need me. I'm going to show you what you're missing out in the relationship. I'm going to be the one that's going to, make sure that you want to be in a relationship with me because all the other fellas failed. That's what I saw it as.
Stan, I don't think she's thinking that deep.
Yeah, maybe.
I think it's just cold.
Stan trying to give
It's
her a
just cold.
diagnosis.
I think it's just cope. It's just her coping. It's the trendy thing to do. That's what all women do, because they don't want to look miserable or seem like they're depressed or anything. When they really. She's saying she's happy, but she probably got some medication in the cabinet.
Yeah, facts.
Oh,
She got that Zoloft. But
but
Yeah,
you know
no,
what single
I'm with
stands for, right?
what's that?
Single. Single's an acronym.
What's it stand for?
Oh Lord have mercy.
Stress is now gone, living effortlessly.
Yeah, right.
And yet
it's
somehow
true.
they don't
No,
live in.
I agree with Famous though, man, because if you gotta, and what Wally was saying, I was like, man, if you gotta announce like how happy you are single, it's almost like you gotta flip it around. That person is miserable as hell. Because I mean, you can
Yeah,
just see it in her face, man, where she's miserable. So it's like that cope. It's like, nah, I'm happy. Because think about it, if you was truly a happy person, and you got that like aura around you and stuff like that, you would typically those type of people are taken off the market because guys are going to be
yeah,
drawn to that like ASAP. They could be like, oh damn, she's very pleasant to be around, so they ain't struggling. So I
yeah.
think that's the issue with her, man. She's got to come out here and sell it because for her age, man, she's attractive. So I think when pretty women they don't get people because of the personality and the attitude, and guys just kind of like walk away. That's the cope. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
why ain't these motherfuckers snatching me up? But it's just like, dudes can't. They don't want to work past that hard exterior, man. They like, let me get up out of here, man. And she's refusing to change, so that's why like she's got to sell it like that.
She's saying she's happily single because if she doesn't tell herself that, she has to look at herself and
Yeah,
see and tell herself why she's single. She doesn't want to do that. So it's cope. It's basically cope. And her
But
avoiding accountability and avoiding that she might be the problem.
nah,
but
that's
she
facts. Yeah,
but you know what? The most awesome part about what you guys said is that one, she has a coach that validates her and she's coaching other women to validate them into how she's living her life.
oh, so she's a coach.
She's a coach and she also has a coach.
Well,
She a coach,
both
but
of
her
them need
team
to
about
be
to go on
fired.
yeah, she got to go. Whatever team she got about to go on a losing streak. Then
But I will say this, I agree with you guys. Like, I don't think she's happy being single because her son is probably dating, the baby daddy is dating, her ex-husband that she was married before is probably in a relationship. If you've seen everybody in relationships with women that probably could look like you or women that's like, what I'm saying, that you can relate to, you're probably looking at yourself and asking like, why I'm not snatched up.
I agree with you, Stan, because man, both genders, man, want some form of companionship. Now, how people
Mhm.
want to like align that's on them. But most, unless you a serial killer and you gonna move out the grid to like uh Alaska and shit, most people want some form of companionship. So yeah, like when people act hard and stuff, they be like, oh, I don't want nothing. Just like, okay, yeah, right. Like, she does. Cause like you said, like people when their friends start getting taken off the market and shit, you no longer got that group you can hang around with.
Mm-hmm.
Man, you see people be getting lonely and shit. So it's just like, yeah, she definitely coping right now.
Yeah, she probably
Yeah.
cried after this interview.
Oh, I
Yeah,
can see
yeah.
it. I can see it.
But all right, let me play some more.
Because I have been married for a long part of my life. More than half of my life I was married. So I now see that I don't need a man to complete me. I don't need a man to make me happy because I love myself. I have my own life. I have my own projects and goals, and I don't need a man to complete me. So I do like men. but I am not in need of a man. So that's the difference between being happily single. And then you have some women that's single and that's all a man, a man, a man, a man. They feel like they're incomplete if they don't have a man. Or I have some women that I've coached that don't have any kids and they feel like they don't have anything because they don't have what they see other women having. So happily, let me finish. Let me cook.
Get your shit off.
So happily single means that you're happy whether you have a man or not. And you're not opposed to having a man because a man would be an addition. But then when you're just single and you're searching, then you become desperate and then you settle.
So you're not searching. You want to kind of like dropping your lap, so to speak.
Absolutely.
But you haven't met any spectacular men.
I haven't.
So see in this part, right? I would naturally agree. If you again, this goes back to being yourself, right? If you happy amongst yourself, if you satisfied with yourself, you good. But that's my whole point. Why do you have to even say it just to even know it? I mean, granted, I get it, right? Self-evaluation, self-reflection, saying things to encourage yourself and all that. But it's like, if you know it, just be it. Like, I don't see what more do we need at this point. Like people have to actually really convince themselves to really believe that they are what they are. Like, if you are that, just be that. And because like, again, she's telling the truth about how people are looking at other people and feeling some type of way because they don't have that and all this other things, and they're not content with themselves. And that's sort of like, again, that's sort of sad because again, it's like, if you're not content with yourself, are you really even going after what you're going after in just good, genuine, or are you just going after just to say you have it? And if you're just saying that you're just going after it just to say you have it, then honestly, that's even worse than just someone just getting it just because they just truly want to have it. Like, so either which way it goes, it's like, bro, that's what I'm saying. Honestly, the way I look at it for me is just like, hey, look, it's always better when two people are just good with themselves as far as people in general, and then they just come together. But when you're just doing it just because of just, how would I say it? Neither because of you looking at someone else and you're like, oh, I gotta have one too, just to say you have it, or just even in the sense of yourself, like you feel down about yourself, and it's like you need to have someone else there as an enabler to help you stay to feel alive, however it may be. That's never just better. That's never just a good thing overall.
But I think in her case, man, I think why she has to push it so hard, because it makes sense now. Like, I think when Stan was saying it, like, she's a coach and she don't really got great outcomes. Because even when she talks about the baby daddy and stuff like that, he was kind of like a dude that was targeting younger women and stuff. So I think since that didn't work out, man, she got some bitterness. So it's almost like she's got to sell that like tough exterior to compensate for like her lack of like having her shit together, being a coach. Because could you imagine like that'd be like getting a scrawny personal trainer. Dude's telling you about what you need to do and you're all brolic and shit. so it's like, man, that's why she's got to sell it like that. Like, oh no, man, I'm happily single. I'm certain, I'm waiting for it to like line and stuff like that. Nah, if you had your shit together, trust me, man, some dude would take you off the market, man. Like it'll be drawn to you damn near. So the fact that it ain't happening, like it's revealing in itself.
Yeah,
but she got to sell it though because of that coach thing. Because people can start. It's like Cheyenne Bryant. You know how all that stuff starting to come out about her. Everybody's like, God damn, like you out here with the YNs and shit. but you a relationship coach? You struggling like this?
But you know what she said? Like there was something important where she expect the man to just fall into place, and it's like, man, that don't work. That doesn't work because nobody can read your mind. Because somebody could look at you and think, oh, you're married and you probably got somebody. Or somebody could look at you and like, you can have a resting face, right? I'm not going to put no adjectives. You have a resting face and like, oh, she don't want to be bothered. Like nobody can read your mind. So that's what everybody, right? It's like you it's okay to want to be in a relationship. It's okay to not to be in a relationship. Or you could be like me and be in rotation and be happy.
Staying at 304. I told ya.
Hey, shout out to Doctor Who, my role model. Each time a companion fall off, another one is right, the one right there's waiting for me. Uh, so it's okay. Like, but to say that at the end, my expectation is that he fall into my lap, and you're a coach. It's like, yo, that's not fair to yourself, right? For her behavior, I don't know who the cameraman is who's asking questions. Suppose he's single. Suppose he finds her attractive. To go ahead and just briskly say, like, okay, I don't want to settle. A lot of times, and this for everybody, men, lady, dogs, and cats, and fleas and ticks. You're like SJ talks about proximity, right? You're at an older age, right? To find somebody who is working a career, happy about life, and all the other stuff, it's slim. You're not in your 20s. You're in your 40s, hitting 50s and 60s and 70s right around the corner. To have an ick of a 20-year-old does not work for a 40-year-old at all. So if somebody want to take you out, why not just go out? Control the dating atmosphere for sure. Like, don't go on night dates. Always have lunch and have a plan so you don't do anything crazy and meet up with a friend, right? But like, you don't know, because at whatever age, with this age that you're in, when you're going out with somebody and somebody finds you attractive and want to get to know you, you should say yes, because you're not promised tomorrow. And there's a lot of women in their 50s, nobody's dating them. They're being ignored. Doesn't matter how fine they look. No one wants to really date a 50-year-old woman right now. Not saying all, but I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of videos we've seen and reviewed. A lot of women, they miss companionship of men in their 50s, and men that their age or older prefer women younger. And that's all I'm just saying.
Nah, it's funny because if you look at like Vivica Fox and all them, like you said, Melissa Ford, Charlize Theron, all these type of females, man, that were like damn near worshipped by men. They struggling out here. And I think the issue with homegirl right here in the video is just like you said, proximity. It's just like a lot of people, man, they're not aligned with what they want. They're not in them areas. So like you said, she's waiting for shit to like land in her lap. It's like, man, nah, man, you got to put yourself in the right environments at least, and then be approachable. So it's like, if you're not doing that, it's like, yeah, good luck. What you think, a person gonna come by your apartment, like a guy that got his stuff and just like knock on your door by accident? It's like, man, this ain't no damn rom-com. So
They
yeah,
think so,
people
though,
living in
SJ.
what was that?
They think so, SJ. That's why you see these girls all of a sudden they're gonna manifest it.
Yeah, and it's
They
just
gonna
crazy. It's like, man,
manifest
you do gotta put yourself out there. You gotta know the environments where. I see Travel One. She was asking like, where's the results? It's like, man, there's areas where there's people that got their shit together, and you gotta go put yourself in that environment, and you gotta understand what those people are looking for. So, like I said, a lot of times, like a guys in them higher income brackets, they're not suckers. You know how they got rich because they know how to manage money. So if you're coming up there like me, take, they're gonna shut your ass out because they don't operate like that. So, that's why I'm saying a lot of females don't understand what those guys want. So they get excluded.
Not only do they not understand, they don't care to understand.
Oof.
Yeah.
It's all about them. All they worried about is what a man can do for them. They don't care about understanding a man or what they need to bring to a man for a relationship to work. They just worry about what the man can provide for them. That's all.
Because I think Stan says something, just even like, man, when you get around dudes that are making money, man, because, like we'll be having these conversations, man, they talk about family, investment, putting money to the side, leaving it. So they're not going to really be blowing money like that. I know we see like the rappers and shit that be tricking, but most guys that have to go out there and earn it, and do it like a different way where money just don't land, man, they're not about to do all that stuff. So if you're coming there like with high expectations and you're really not bringing too much shit, to the situation, man, they're not gonna mess with that. Nobody, no, especially later in age where you're more protective with your assets. So that's why I think
Yeah.
a lot of them are running into those issues. So yeah, that's where she's just, oh, I'm not meeting spectacular men. It's like, yeah, you're not in them like rooms. That's your number one issue.
Yeah, and also like what Mace said. That Mace was it. Mace. Mace talked about how he don't give his money to women. Like he invests his money.
Yeah, I think it was Mason Cam that was talking about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. It was Cam. It was Cam, not Mace. My bad. It was Cam. Um, and then that's where we're at because you're seeing we have so many millionaires now and billionaires. They're not into like they don't care about shopping. Look how many stores are closing nowadays, and this is not beating up on anybody. It's just how times are changing right now. And that proximity dating is coming right back around because like attracts like now. Like there's an article where it says like rich people could smell the poor on you, right? They could smell it, and it's like whoa, you know, ambition is one thing, right? They can smell ambition, they get it. They can smell class, but poverty. Once they smell poverty, they're not interested.
Yeah, that'll seek your whole empire, man. People ain't we seen too much now, man. Like the information age, man. You see a lot of this stuff, and people ain't playing around with it. And like you said, it's just like, man, if you live, say, like you live in a good area, most people living close by their job, especially when you get in like metropolitan areas. Like, man, there's a lot of females that got their shit together around there. So, like, when, like, in her case, she's like, oh, it's gonna land in my lap. There's a lot of females that's proactive out there. They putting themselves in them spots. So, who you think the guys are gonna end up with? The one that's in that general area that's polite, pleasant to be around. So that's what's happening. So that's why, like, when you see people that's like, oh, I'm not meeting them. I don't see these spectacular guys. It's like, yeah, you in that waiting capacity, like Famous said, you in that hope, that
Yeah.
Disney shit.
They only
Yeah.
look women like that. They don't look at the whole picture. They just look at their part. They don't look at the whole situation.
But all right, man, I'm gonna play a little bit more, and then we're gonna jump into the other topic and stuff. We'll probably have to come back to this video, Stan, because I know there were some parts that you was.
Yeah, yeah.
So
They're
once
like,
again,
this-
that's where I feel like are these spectacular men just not attracted to you because spectacular men exist?
Well, I feel as though maybe I haven't put myself out there, one, and then two,
Oh.
I'm
Look
a
at that.
lot for a lot of
That thing
guys.
was right.
Yeah, you even said it.
Not for me, but what would make you a lot?
Well, no. You said no.
What do you mean a lot?
I am a lot. I have very high values. I don't do the BS. I don't do the games. I don't ignore the red flags. And I intimidate a lot of men because of my
No, you
stature.
don't.
Like
No,
the
you don't.
Tall?
yes.
Because you're 6 foot?
Yes. A lot of men don't.
Men like climbing trees, man. They do. And short men
Men
love
do
tall
not care
men.
about
I
that.
have intimidated. Truth. I have intimidated men without trying. It ain't even
A height or is it you?
I think it's
Energy.
my energy. I think it's my opinion. I think it's my confidence. I think it's a lot
Wait,
of that.
pause that,
I
Joe.
think that a lot of
Women like this, when they say they intimidate, you can translate that until they turn men off. That's basically what it is. They don't intimidate men; they just turn men off.
Yeah. There's a woman on IG. I don't know if you guys seen her. She's like an Amazon from Brazil. She's 6'8", and she's very feminine. Like there was a guy who was like 5'6", and the way she just talked to him, he's like, yeah, I will never. But then she just talked to him like, "I papi," da 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 da. He's like, oh, okay. And then she, and then he's like, I don't like it when you look down at me and you talk. And she said, how else you want me to look at you? And he's like, get on your knees and then talk to me. And she's like, ooh. And then like because you're tall does not mean you're a woman. Like you're still not a woman, right?
Yeah, exactly. Men don't care about stuff like that.
No, like we don't. And like I should know, I dated tall women. My mom got tall. All my girlfriends, my mom was gonna be my fourth tall chick, and she's like, "Look, stop dating these Jurassic Park women."
I ain't mother ain't shit. Oh hell no.
Yeah, I think the intimidation thing, man. Like I said, I think it's part of that coping shit where it's like, all right, man, they truly they don't like the personality and all that, like, so they exited. So I think for them to like stomach like those rejection is like, oh, they're intimidated. It's like ain't no man no scared. Like you said,
Exactly.
Stan. It's like shoot, get a tall 5 woman. Ain't no guy like tripping about that. You get a 5'5" motherfucker that would be like, look, I'll take this motherfucker out. Ain't nobody scared of that shit.
So
You know what I'm saying?
SJ, just translate it. Every time a woman say that, just translate it to turn off. They don't intimidate them; they turn them off. It's
Yeah,
not
nah,
about.
facts.
Yeah, they're not intimidated
I
by
ain't
you.
gonna lie
You just
though,
turn them
like,
off.
don't y'all ever question like when women actually say that? I have to start questioning like, who the hell you've been dating in the past? Because like, if she believes that, I mean, you have to think to yourself like, it's probably true. Because if the dudes feel the type of way, I mean, like, I'm not saying I know who the dudes are like she dated in the past, but like, if some of them dudes did give off like, yeah, like I wasn't really, quote unquote confident enough, then it's like for you to even say that, it sounds like to me some of these dudes just a little bit didn't stand up.
Yeah,
No,
I
but
agree. But they're not men; they're simps.
You know, she said something that SJ said moments ago, right? Said something. SJ said like she's not putting herself in those places, and she said it. She said it. Maybe I'm not out there where I'm supposed to be.
But right, but Stan, she said that she's in a position where she's good in life. So why would she be out there?
Stan, I want everybody that's listening. The 1,000-pound sisters got men. They're getting dick. So, so if
Look
you're an
at
attractive
TLC.
female, man, and man, you're not meeting what you can't, like, it's because either proximity, you're not attracted to the guys that's successful, or you got a bad personality, man. This shit ain't that deep. Like,
Exactly.
so it's like one of those three areas. So it's like, man, like I think Famous said, man, eventually you got to self-reflect if you're not getting your results, man. Whether you man or female, like this shit ain't too hard.
Nah,
So, but
women ain't
like,
doing that.
yeah,
You got
yeah,
to be
she did say
accountable
it
for
though.
that. You think
Yeah.
oh, a chick like this would never hold herself accountable?
No, no, no. It's just she's on defense mode right now. This with this whole like interview, I like Truth. He's pulling it out of there, man, and I like the fact that he's not overbearing or he's not like hunkering down. So I think he's doing a good job. But yeah, just how she's talking, it's just me, me, me. You know what? I'm not changing shit. I'm not putting myself in the right areas, but I'm gonna blame everybody for my lack of like putting myself out there and shit the right way.
And the crazy part about her, she's a very beautiful woman. Like she's not, she's beautiful. And I don't know where she's at, right? If she was in Texas, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, I know a military man would snatch her up real quick. A military no, for real.
Why you always is
No,
staring,
no, no,
knocking
because
off with the bullet?
no, because she's gorgeous, right? She's high class. Because the military, you meet a woman like this, that could add you up. That could like boost your ranks later on. Because she'll go ahead, work with the other like wives. I mean, it'll be a bonus for you in military for a woman like this. It'll be a bonus if you were a doctor to find a woman like this. And if you're a doctor, right? Doctors don't go out at night. I'm going to give you guys a little tip, right? Because they really can't go out and drink because they might get that phone call and that pager that they got to go back to the hospital. So a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, that doctor you need to meet is around lunchtime and 5 p.m. Early dinners with free parking near the hospital. I'm going to give y'all a little hint. I'm going to give y'all a little hint because you know what? I'm also a gold digger and a gold digger.
Stan say he about to become a house husband. Shout out to
You
Stan.
know what I'm saying? That's my goal. I want to sit down and take my kids out to schools and give out orange slices at these sporting events. I don't mind.
But I wanted to address before we get back to the video, before we switch to the next one. Wally, I don't think a lot of men are really that insecure, are scared, or intimidated. I think
I never said a lot of men are. I'm
no, I'm
saying
just saying like when we were talking about the point. I think like some of the guys are more or less they understand the insecurity like a taller female has being with a shorter guy, like when they wear the heels and shit. So I know guys that are like I'm not gonna holler because I know she's gonna have an issue with it down the line. But I think guys don't give a damn, honestly.
No, because you want to be picked up, folded up.
I mean, but at the same time, what difference does that make at the end of the day? It's like, Okay, don't you like choosing to wear heels? Yes. Okay, then what that got to do with me? Just because you feel taller at that point? Again, that I'm not even gonna look at that. I can care less. Like, look, if I go for it, I go for it. It's neither
No,
yay
but
nor nay.
a lot of them it bothers them. That's what I'm saying. It's gonna come an issue to them if they feel like some of them might not care,
And
but you
what
hear a lot of them saying like, "Oh, I don't want a shorter guy because I gotta wear heels and shit." So that's what I'm saying.
But
That's
tall
why
men
it.
don't
and
want
that's
them.
what I'm saying. That's just perspective. Like, again, I don't know where that comes from in their head. Whatever, however that's proven, it's just dumb. It's just dumb. Because again, at the end of the damn day, if the job is mostly to provide, protect, and everything else, you don't know what skills I have as a protector, if need be, if anything were to happen. You're just looking at it as, oh, well, you're the man, so you have to be the courageous one. You living in fantasy land. I don't care. So let's be honest. There's dudes in MMA that are short dudes in a lesser weight, and they will beat the dog shit out of someone, and that's literally like a street dude just because.
No, that's a fact. That's a
So
fact.
Yeah.
what are we talking about here?
If you look at the average boxer is small as hell.
Like, right? Like what? Freaking Mike Tyson was like what, 5'8"? What the fuck you talking about?
Yeah. Floyd Mayweather's like 5'6".
Okay,
So shout,
exactly. Like, come on.
real quick, let me shout out Trolling. So Trolling said, if you're good looking and still can't find someone, it's not the dating pool. Facts.
Oh yeah, if a
Your
woman's
brother-
good looking and she's single, it's a red flag.
But all right, let's finish this up.
Men are intimidated by beautiful, successful women who say what they mean and mean what they say. A lot of men want you to shut up, and that ain't never happening over here. Yeah.
No,
So
we
they
want
want
you
you
to
to be
shut up.
quiet. And I ain't being quiet. Who gonna shut me up?
Oh,
You mad at a man for trying to make you shut up? I wouldn't respect him. So,
wait,
yeah,
pause
so
it one
you
more
have
time.
to,
Let's say, I'm sorry.
No, you good.
force a woman.
Yo, is she trying to make sure she stays single? Because this interview's
Oh.
gonna do it.
She working overtime. That's what I'm saying. Like
It's
it's
like
almost
she's-
like she's self-sabotaged. That's what I'm saying. Like, could you
Like she's
imagine
trying
like
to be
hearing this?
single. Like she's speaking into existence to be single forever.
And she's also
Yeah.
a coach. Keep that in mind. She's teaching other women, and those women are teaching other women, and those other
That's
women
sad. There's gonna be a lot of box wine and cats in their future.
But just think like, man, because like okay, the dudes that have the money and stuff, they got a level of like emotional intelligence. They know how to read certain cues and stuff. Once you start moving up, you gotta kind of have that when you're managing people. And somebody's have that type of energy. That's why I'm saying, like, you know how to pick up on that shit pretty quick. So that's why I'm saying that's why them dudes is getting out of there. And like you said, it's like, damn, are you trying to? This is like self-sabotage on steroids. Because, like, if I heard just some of this stuff, man, if I was on a single dude and because like Stan said, she's cute, man, I'm hauling ass. Like as soon as I hear some talking and that bitterness, I'm like, oh hell no. Like I'm getting up out of there. So yeah, that shit
But
crazy.
see, that's my thing. This is why I sort of like it. Sort of just gets very bad when we start hearing this shit. Because it's like, for me, it's like whoever tells you to ever shut up, like whoever putting you in the place where they tell you to ever shut up. Like, granted, people gonna have their opinions. They gonna say some things, however it is. You just have to make sure that you're still cordial enough to even speak your standpoint and your perspective on whatever's going on, and then keep it moving from wherever that goes. But I just find it crazy, like, regardless how it's been said in YouTube amongst other people, like, oh, women gotta shut up. It's like, granted, when we say that, or when most people say it, when most men say it, it's like, okay, that's based upon a scenario. Meaning, like, okay, let's say hypothetically, I'm talking to someone of a big major person, whatever, yada yada, and it's like, just be right there and just be quiet for whatever reasons. If it's business, however. But I think in general, just as far as people, like me and you, however it is, who's really asking you to shut up? Like,
Yeah. If a man is flat out just tell you to shut up, that means you talking entirely too much.
But you notice in this interview, it's her that's just rambling on, and she's showing, well, I'm taking in a lot of fears, a lot of bad relationships. She's triggering her own self. Because when she said she was pleasant. There was nothing pleasant in this interview at all.
Not at all.
I mean, of course, it's never. I mean, none of these interviews ever becomes pleasant. There's always like some war factor because, of course, entertainment sells like a motherfucker. It is what it is. None of these shit are ever pleasant.
I
But
mean, if
Yeah.
you're not a pleasant person, it ain't gonna be. Cause man, I seen somebody doing an interview with Kelly Rowland, and man, that was a pleasant interview, man. I'm gonna have to play it one day. She was just
right,
like bigging
see,
up
that's
her
what I'm
husband.
saying.
She sound like grateful for everything, but that's what I'm saying. Is she just showing her personality, which I think it's a good interview that what's his name did, because it's just showing you like in real time like why people are struggling. You know, So-
But yeah, that's why I say like, if you are what you are, you be calm, you be collected, you be at ease. There ain't nothing really much more to give.
but all right, let me play this segment, and then we're about to jump.
Yeah.
All
You
right.
got these men. What you bring to the table? You got these men that's very sassy.
I love this.
Yeah, you got these men who ain't men. So yeah, it ain't a whole lot of equally yoked, nothing going on right now.
So the 50-50, going 50-50 with a woman, does that make you less of?
Absolutely. I would never, ever
Pause right here.
in my life.
Hold on. Let me.
50-50? Do what? Excuse me? No way.
Well, what makes you worthy of 100% of the table?
Because I bring 110%. And I ain't speaking of money. I'm speaking of energy. I'm speaking of being
She said-
that helpmate. I'm speaking of that one that's going to
Please,
speak
Bob.
life into you, that's going to hold you down, that's going to encourage you, that's going to work beside you. But I'm not bringing half to the table. I'm not paying half of the bills. I'm not paying half of the bill. Okay.
See,
And I don't think a man is a man if he expects.
And this is the shit that I'm talking about. Like, dog, it's like, bro, it makes no sense. Y'all talk about y'all want to fight for yourselves and earn y'all wages, earn your own success and everything else. But when you live by yourself, you have to pay bills, don't you not? It ain't magically getting paid for somebody else. You handling business as a single woman on every day. But magically, when it gets to a marriage, it's still got to be. So when I'm single and handling my business, I got to pay bills. When you single and handling your own business, you got to pay bills. But if we together, it's just me handling something, you just not doing nothing, you just saving and surviving. Just, just at the grace of whatever. Like, bro, if that's the case, just go live with your daddy. Go back home. Like, what the fuck we doing?
That's
Let me ask
crazy.
y'all something, man. Who is gonna pay full price for some senior citizen box?
That too.
Dude, you can't call her a senior citizen.
Man,
I
me and
ain't
her
doing
around the
that.
same age.
I ain't doing that.
I'm 46, man. Like I ain't no spring chicken. Like when you get older, man, like you can hold yourself together, but you're when people like oh, that person looks good for an older person. That's how they caveat it. So nah, that's why
But
this
that's
is
what I'm saying,
crazy.
like, okay, we talk about like, okay, they say like, okay, we're not in yesterday year. We're in a new time. We're in the 2020s of whatever, or the 2000s, the 2020s, the 2010s, whatever time frame we're in. Okay, cool. We're in a different time frame. We're in different everything. So then why is it that when y'all pivot and say certain shit, y'all motherfucking go back to old times as if the man still gotta do that though?
Exactly.
Again, like, stop. This is what I'm saying. A lot, like, you don't want men to be disingenuous when they speak about certain things, and they want to, and you want them to be fair. Okay, then just like how you stand on that in the same sense. Like, what the frick we doing? Y'all want to talk about y'all supposed to be a partnership or whatever, all this, and this is what marriage is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be teamwork and everything. But but this is the new age of the thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then technically doesn't the new age have to look different then? Like, what the frick we doing?
You know what they want, Wally? They want men to be traditional while they still be modern. And another thing,
No, yeah,
she contradicted herself because she said she brings 110%, but when he asked her what value does she bring, she couldn't answer.
Well, she said energy. She she said I bring
That is easy.
110% of energy, which
That
is
is easy.
And words of
nothing.
encouragement. And it's like, is that I need affirmation. No men want affirmation. I don't do no affirmation.
well, yeah, either which way.
Stan, we know what you need. You need bubble baths.
Yes.
Intimacy, sex.
Right, but then here's my thing though too, right? And this is going to travel one. You talking about stop talking about quote unquote
Transactional.
no, not transactional mofo.
You said traditional.
Woman. My thing is, look, that whoever talks about that, let that be them. We ain't say nothing about traditional. Again, it don't really matter.
I tell people quick, I'm modern. I said that from the jump. I'm modern. All that traditional shit. Cause y'all don't got traditional once. So that's why I hate
Yeah.
the whole traditional topic. Cause if you look back in the day, man, people lived like pretty plain and basic. Like, you'll get
Yeah.
the 3-bedroom house. Families had one car. We didn't have cell phone plans like when I was growing up until like I got into the 20s.
Yeah,
So
like the whole game changed. So,
yeah, so it's just like if you talking about traditional stuff, people weren't
That
taking trips all the time. They weren't buying expensive bags. So now the once grew too much for that traditional nonsense. Anybody that's trying to pay for all that shit, y'all crazy.
And
yeah,
can we be honest about
SJ.
traditional men?
Technically, we are modern. We not from that time when they're talking about. We're not from that time.
Yeah, no, facts. I mean, just the wants changed. Like, I mean, just think about it, man. Like growing up, we didn't have cell phone plans. We didn't have like the cable packages. That's damn near like $1,000 extra that we have now.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? Inflation and energy bills. So, man, like when you start looking at all this, all the trips people are taking now, man, you crazy as hell if you trying to do all that. And when two people could go out there, both work, both invest
Exactly.
and hit a
bro,
different height.
like,
It's
you
just like, man, we
remember,
got too much information now.
right? But
And
you
we-
remember that post I was sending to the group chat, right? With the brother, he said like, when you look at the dynamic him and his girl had amongst that post, he would say like, look, if I handle this, she handled that. Notice,
Yeah.
no matter what he said that he handled and what she handled, notice every other item on that is mostly he handled the bulk, but she handled a small part. She's still playing a part. Like, let it be. Like, it don't, like, I don't care if it's 50-50, 60-40, 70-30,
Yeah,
whatever.
whatever.
But handle a part. You just talking about you just gonna be there just because on this. We don't live in what yesterday you talking about? You don't want
Yeah.
men to classify you in yesterday, so don't sit here and classify men in yesterday. Live in
And
today's time.
yeah, and another thing, we don't come from that time. That's what I'm trying to think. That's not my time. I grew up with parents, my aunt and my uncle worked. Cause I grew up with my aunt and my uncle, and they both worked. That's the time I grew up with. And my grandmother and my grandfather, they both worked to make the family make ends meet.
Right.
I don't come from that time, so I'm not. You talk about a time that's way before me.
Yeah, motherfuckers have stage coaches and shit.
But also too, right? When somebody and women, like if you dated a guy who didn't work, you controlled everything. So if you want a traditional man and he's paying for everything, he's also controlling for everything. Because he's not going to try to work just to pay bills. He's also working to save. He's also working to build up a goal and a plan. So you're not going to sit down and like, okay, he's making this money. I'm just going to be mindlessly spending it. It don't work like that. You're going to feel like you're a kid because you need his approval to spend. It's not your money.
But the funny thing is, man, and the issue, like I always try to give pushback to, especially men, it's just like, okay, man, if you say like the expectation is for guys to pay 100%, what's the sacrifice to make sure that y'all have a comfortable living where you're putting enough for retirement? Because if you say that guy's paying like 100%, he's got to put enough money away for retirement for two people, which is like damn near 40 something $1,000. So when I start having these conversations, because I help a lot of people with their finances and stuff, man, they just have a blank stare, and that's why I'm saying like a lot of these people are just financially illiterate. That's why
Yeah.
that's why they're like, oh, I have this expectation, but I'm like, man, have y'all talked to a financial advisor? Because you got to put money away for your future. And then it's just like, okay, if a guy's burdened, typically, like when I'm looking at people's shit, man, they so far behind in retirement because that guy, he didn't put enough away for like two people because he's paying like all this stuff. So I have to tell him, I'm like, man, look, man, y'all ain't gonna be able to retire. And when we're crunching the numbers, they just gonna burn through their money like in like a couple years if they try to retire in like 60. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. A lot of people, man, when they're saying this stuff, it's just like, dude, if that guy's taking on all that brunt and you not like investing that other money for the household, man, you gonna get killed when you like try to retire. You get older, and most of them people got to jump back in the job market. That's why if you go to like all those grocery stores, you see a lot of older people in them, like gas stations and shit. It's because, man, they didn't properly plan for retirement and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Well,
That's great. They're not thinking that.
real
They-
fast, if you guys don't mind, just real quick.
Yeah.
Because Trevor One mentioned something where black men want to go 50-50. Trevor One going to say that's a myth. White men are doing it with white women. They're going 50-50, investing in their environment, their not only their current situation environment, but also their future investment. They call themselves dinks, but back in the day, we used to call them what? Yuppies. And both parties worked. The white man and the white women. TV shows such as Mad About You, TV shows such as what's the one, Friends, the women worked. Also, the white man worked, and they had to work together and build their life. Nobody just stayed home, and the white man sat down and paid for everything. And that was even before us in the 90s. So in the 80s, 70s, both parties worked.
Well,
That's
look
why
at
we had
the
yuppies.
Asians are the top of like income levels, men and women, and I think Asian women even out earn like Hispanic and black men. And you know what they're doing, man? They're like both of them, like you said, are working together. They're paying down their debt. They're investing. So now they got like dividends and stuff. They got their money compounded. So they're like light years ahead. They're sending their kids to like the private schools. So when we have these conversations about like why we're getting left behind, a lot of it is just like men are buying into this dumb shit instead of like, nah, we both need to uplift this house and do it the right way. We need a plan for retirement. So hell yeah, that's why I pushed the 50-50. Like everybody need to put their resources in that household, invest and work together and shit, try to get out of middle class. That should be the end goal. But when you got somebody that's self-centered and they're only thinking about their like building up and at the expense of the household, I that's why I'd be like, man, avoid that shit. If they ain't willing to do 50-50 with you, hell yeah, leave their ass on the wayside.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know where they get these talking points from because they didn't see that. Because as far as I can remember, both parents always worked. I don't remember where they're getting this from. Because most of these women that talk like this, they grew up with both of their parents working. They didn't grow up with their father just doing everything.
Man, a lot of people are just lazy. That's all this shit is about. They're just self-centered, like you said, because most people like work. Like you said, both my grandparents
Exactly.
work
I don't know what
together, you know.
term they're talking about. Like that's been the normal. That's the traditional way. To be honest.
Like I said, majority of the people in my office, like I said, 60%, and we're all high earners. I'll say everybody on the executive staff is making over easily, I'll say 180 and above, because everybody's ranging. And all them females are working with their men. Like I said, they topping off their 401k plans. They invest in, they paying off like their house in like 10 to 15 years, which would save them like $500,000. So now you talk to people that are financially literate and that ain't self-centered. They're winning in life. You know, like I said, their money is making money at this point. So yeah, if you a dude and you signing up for this shit, you financially illiterate too, man, and you dumb.
But one thing I want to also point out too,
That's
though,
all
right?
that shit is.
Facts.
Yeah, but one thing I want to point out too, though, right? Because she mentioned one key word in this conversation, right, as she was speaking, in this moment, right, and that's equally yoked. I don't know if Truth ever asked her, however, in this interview, but the moment she said that, in my head, I'm like, okay, wait a minute now, hold up, you put that word out there, you fucked up when you put that word out there. Because now I have to ask you, with the past men that you dated, even the man that gave you the child, y'all weren't equally yoked? And if not, or if so, at a moment, and if not, then later, where did it end off where y'all weren't equally yoked?
That's a good point, Wally. But she's not in the proximity of the dudes that she wants. So like when that's why she said like I'm not equally yoked with anybody. It's just like
anyone says equally yoked, that right there is a signal to really listening, because right then and there for me,
yeah,
when you sit here and tell me that you had prior dates and yet you also are a mother, I have to start asking, when did it fall off when y'all were not equally yoked as people at that point? And what went off? Because granted, I'm not saying like, things can't sour out, whatever, or things look a certain way, because at the end of the damn day, right? It's talking about being equal yoked. So if she's at a certain point in her life right now, as this point, when she's at the high or she's pushing to be at the high, right? And then, the man's like, hey, I'm comfortable where I'm standing. I don't need to go all the way up to this high because he's not thinking future-wise. However, I'm just saying, like, this has got to go, because again, even at the first moment of just coming into a relationship,
yeah,
y'all would know y'all equally yoked. Because again, if you would have been assured, at least I would hope the man would have made you ensured that where you're looking to go is where he's looking to go. So where did it all fade out?
Well, Wally, here's what happens. She goes on a date. A dude that like has his shit together, he's gonna ask some financial type questions. So she's gonna be like, nah, I think he's probably like, hey, how do you see how do you play into the household, the financial dynamics, something along those lines. And she's like, no, I think the guy should do all this stuff. And he's like, I'm exiting out after I pay for this dinner. I'm not contacting her ass again. So that's why she's like, because you're not doing what I want you to do, you're not equally yoked. So equally yoked for her is like, you need to do everything what I want you to do. It's preferences. That's what she's basing everything off.
Look, I get all that, but that's what I'm saying. Like when you hear keywords like that or key phrases, like that's one thing.
Oh yeah,
like,
no, it's definitely a red flag. That's why I'm like,
hey, look, if that's the case, then tell me where head off in you with your relationship. Because honestly, I would believe if you end up in a relationship with someone, you were equally yoked with this person. So where it falls off? Because equally yoked apparently wasn't enough at that point. If you mentioned, since you're mentioning it, equally yoked wasn't enough. So what happened that made that fall?
Wally, you got to understand these women make up the rules as they go.
Hey,
no, that's fact.
I'm just,
but you know, but Wally, the thing about it, like also for us as men, we don't realize our own superpower.
I do.
Because
of course they don't. Because again, it's like most of us as men, our superpower is always nerfed because we nerfed it because what we think or what people tell us.
Hold on. Let Stan finish that. What'd you talk about the superpower?
Because the superpower, like a man with a 3rd grade education could go ahead and fold up a woman with a PhD and give her a baby.
There ain't no damn.
Okay, that's
I thought you was on to something for a second, Stan. That's a. Now, real quick, before we jump back in the video, Travel One, because she was talking about a budget. Like, I get what you're saying, but the issue is, like, say, okay, even if a guy makes 100,000, which only like I think 16 to 22% of all Americans make over that. So say you get a guy that makes like 100,000. After you take off taxes, is like 70,000 left over. So okay, you say he pays all the bills, the mortgage. After you take all that expenses out, then you want to have some money for entertainment because nobody's just really wants to sit in the house and not do nothing. So you might go out to eat once a week. You're not able to put that much money away for 2 people for retirement because most people don't got pensions and shit. So like I said, like to top off like the 401k, I think it's like 24,000 and that's for one person. And so just think about it. If you want to do that for 2 people, you can't do it even on $100,000 budget. So that's why everybody is like so far behind. So you have to literally sacrifice if you want to put away, just even say like 10% for both of y'all. You know, you will have to cut out a lot of stuff out of your budget after you, like I said, you pay taxes and just your necessities. And most people ain't doing that. So that's why you look at the retirement numbers, man. There's only like 22% of Americans that have over 100,000 in their 401k accounts. So that's why they say there's going to be a big ass like retirement crisis. So shit about to get ugly, man.
SJ, you're talking way over their heads. They're not thinking that deep.
Yeah, nah. That's why I be trying to ring the alarms. I'm like, all that traditional shit, it sounds cute, but the numbers ain't. Hey, man, talk to the financial planners. They'll tell you. They'll crunch them numbers. Be like, this is how long your retirement will last you. And man, when you look at them numbers, them people be like 4 years.
They want money. Listen, jerk. They want money for recreation. That's it. They're talking about money for selfish reasons and superficial stuff. They're not thinking that deep is what you're talking. They don't care about none of that.
No, they don't. They don't. But that's why we have these conversations. Because, you know, a lot of times they're just like, oh, you guys want to do 50-50. That's selfish. It's like, no. It's called a financial literacy. It's adapted to new times and shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I think right now, I'm just going to call Travel One out. She don't like black men. I think right now,
she do.
We're white men talking about this. She'd be like, yeah, go on, talk about it, my strong white brothers. We down for you. Yes, sir. I got that budget plan for you, white man. So
Travel One says she don't want to be at the house chilling. That's not true. I think she.
Sure,
but I'm gonna play a little bit more than we are about to pivot though.
Is that from a woman? You agree with 50-50? You go 50-50 with your wife?
I don't.
Okay.
But I'm also in
Exactly.
a financial position not to. And so we got
Okay, so
Hold on,
exactly.
let me cook for a second. So we got to be real about the economy. We just have to be real about the economy.
Well-
and this is my thing. It's funny to me. 'Cause
Truth, I gotta jump in.
I've noticed is a lot of women will say, I'm not going 50-50 with a man, but don't have a man paying 10% of their shit right now. So I could never just understand, well, I wouldn't dare, and I wouldn't, you don't have 10% of a man paying anything now. So you wouldn't take half of the help. I don't get it. If I'm over, let me cook. I'll let you cook. Interrupted. It's okay. I know how to leave. So with that being said, right? If I am dealing, we go through this. My thing is this: if my overhead or my bills are $40,000 a month, there's no way that I'm going to sit in front of somebody and say I wouldn't be cool with you coming to give me 20,000 of relief. You're tripping. Like it sounds good when y'all say it, but when you really get to the meat and potatoes of it, it sounds idiotic. But go ahead, though. I want to hear your point. I'm done.
My apologies for interrupting.
Let me speak. She asked me.
Okay, so
She thinking
when
of
it
some
comes
bullshit.
to the whole 50-50 analogy, you said something key. You said the economy. Guess what? If you ain't got no money, you shouldn't be dating. Okay?
That's a damn lie. That's a lie.
If you ain't got no money, you shouldn't be trying to court no woman. You shouldn't be texting no woman. You shouldn't be DMing no woman. You shouldn't be doing none of that. Okay?
I'm gonna pause right there. What do y'all think about that? Y'all think if a dude can't pay 100, he need to sit his ass out of the market, or what y'all take, or what she said?
Open. She said, if you got no money, she ain't say it was a man or a woman, and women date men with no money at all. So with that being said, it doesn't matter if you have no money or not. You on date. Nobody really cares about the money. If they like you, they like you. That's it.
And another thing, why they don't require this from? Why they never require this from dykes?
That's a famous dude.
Like, why do a dyke don't got to be 6 feet? A dyke don't got to make 6 figures. Like, come on, they never require this from dykes.
It's famous stupid.
But it's honest. It's honest. It's true.
Only when it comes to a man. Like, where's the only 6 feet dykes they want? And that's making 6 figures and all this stuff that they never require that.
Fame them. But no, I like what he said though when he pointed out like the logic, because Fabus, I think you was like going to the video. You're like, she's trying to think of something. When he broke down like, man, if my bills was like 40,000 and somebody gave me 20, shit, I'm jumping on that because shit. Now I'm saving 20,000. I could go invest that and make more bread. And she was like, oh shit.
Yeah, he made a point. He had her stuck. That's why she was stalling to think of some bullshit.
But that's what cracks me up, because like I said, me and my wife do 50-50 and people be asking this shit, they be confused. And I'm like, how the fuck do you not want more money in your pocket? Like, if you're paying 100% of everything, is like he said, somebody could come in and say, like, you could save 20,000 a year. And if you invested that shit, man, how much money you would have? Like, even at a flat rate, no interest, man, that would be 200,000 in like 10 years.
It's more than 20,000 a year. It's like 50% of your salary.
Well, I'm just saying, like, if you were able to save just based off his number, like 20,000, like if she was able to save that, just her, you know what I'm saying? That would be like 200,000 in
that's
10 years. That's crazy that this flies over a lot of their heads and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Jerk, the woman that really likes you wants to help.
Yeah.
She's for the relationship. She's not for herself. What can benefit the relationship?
No, facts.
That's the woman you want in your life. If she always talk about me, then yeah, you got to get rid of her.
Yeah, because but the thing is, it's sad, is because when you talk to people, man, and you see why people just get stuck in, like, say, middle class. It's a lot of time it's the way of thinking, man. Because like I said, it's like, instead of looking at it like, damn, me and this person, I do got more money now. Both people got more money in their pocket. Now we could invest more. It's almost like I would rather be locked into like my current situation because it's an all or nothing deal with me. And you just miss out on a golden opportunity. It's just crazy, man. How people's way of thinking just keeps them trapped into the circumstances.
Wait, what was the question you asked again?
Now we're just talking about like how he made the point of like, you're paying 100% now. So he was like, it's just crazy. Like the fact that when you look at 50-50, say somebody came and took like 20,000 off of you, you were able to save that amount of money. They still like, nah, I don't, I'm not working with nobody. You either pay 100% or nothing. I'll pay it all on my own, you know?
Yeah, no, 'cause I know you made a question based upon what she ended up saying. So I was like, what was the question on that?
Oh yeah, I probably.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
'cause I think
like,
what she,
if you don't have no money, you shouldn't be dating. It's
Oh
like,
yeah. That's.
well, yeah, I mean that goes hand. I mean that goes hand in hand because at the end of the day, it's like on one hand, yeah, she's right. Like, don't bother. No, it's real shit. Don't bother. But at the same time, though, again, let's be real. When you hear a lot of these women, amongst some of these women out here, especially when you know the Maury Show, the Jerry Springers, and all that, you dealing with a bunch of most of these women dealing with bums and suckers. Like, dudes ain't did shit. They ain't got nothing going on, really. So it's like, hey, I'm just saying. Like, for instance, remember that time when I forgot what it was. There was a whole YouTube video about this dude. He smashed all these women that were pretty successful, and they were all in marriages, and yet one or two of them got a baby by him. And
Yeah, I remember.
Right. So my thing, and this dude had nothing going on, and then next thing you know, he magically popped up on YouTube and he became a YouTuber. Like, come on now, like, make it make sense.
you know,
Look
this
at
is
the
why I'm calling cap on the need for money, right? Because what is today? Today is what?
The day after Valentine's, 15.
February 15th so it's Valentine's for the people who have affairs. That man can't give you no money because his wife is tracking the income. So I'm calling BS. I'm gonna call it BS because you're everybody out here is getting cracked, and y'all ain't changing no money except the crackage. That's the only thing that's going around here is the crackage. So y'all not exchanging money because you're involved with your boo right now that's in an affair. They can't pay nothing because she gonna find out who you are. So it's not about the money. It's about who you like. It's BS to go, it's about the money. It's never about the money. It's who you
Yeah,
find
but
attractive, and you're gonna go ahead and get cracked, and we're
yeah,
done. Like that's
yeah,
another thing to block.
yeah.
Like
I agree. A relationship, it shouldn't be about the money. It should be about the person first. But you eventually gonna need money to strive in a relationship. But it shouldn't. That shouldn't be the reason and the motivation for you getting into a relationship.
Well, my thing is like definitely like say like if you an older person, you got to look at things differently. So like if somebody was like, hey man, I got my stuff together, say like females that are professional, and they're like, I want to align with somebody that got but I'm willing to work with them. Yeah,
I
don't
agree.
mess with no guy that's like broken shit. But I think like guys that are younger, I think that's the best time to date. Honestly, don't get me wrong, you need to still work on yourself and build yourself up. But I think the most genuine connection you're gonna find is like when you don't got that money and somebody's willing to build with you. So yeah, I think it's like
That's the thing, though.
age
That's what
centered.
they call freaking high school sweethearts, and that never really goes anywhere.
I
be real,
I don't think
and
high
that's
school
the shit that
sweethearts. I would just say like in
makes
your 20s and stuff. Like if you find somebody y'all like,
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
not the high
All
school
right, you know,
sweethearts.
that's
Yeah,
true. But
I'm
no,
with you on that.